Welcome guys, I am headless today, but I'm going to show you everything that I got in my grocery haul. It was a pretty big grocery haul today just because I am working on a lot of recipes and I needed to actually go grocery shopping for the things that I like to eat day to day and not just the failed recipes that I make while I'm recipe testing. So the first thing we have is some fiber. So this is plant sourced. It nourishes good bacteria. It is plain. This is something that I like using in terms of my like any oats that I have, or sometimes I'll add fiber to my coffee or my tea. It's just a really nice way to get some extra added fiber, which helps with glucose spikes. Next, we have some green bananas. These will eventually ripen and I'll use them in a lot of different ways, but green bananas are also a really good source of resistant starch. And so what that means is basically your blood sugars will be a little bit better, a little bit lower when you eat green bananas instead of ripened bananas that have started to develop more sugar. So I always get my bananas as green as possible. I eat them like this. They are not as sweet, but that's okay. I'm wanting the fiber from them and they are nice and keep me full. So we've got some green bananas. You guys are gonna be shocked by the time I'm done with this because there's just so much here. Let's see. So I got some ground flaxseed. This is also a great source of dietary fiber, and it has 3 grams of dietary fiber per 2 tablespoons. This is great for sprinkling on cereal, yogurt, salads, like whatever you want. Just a nice additional way, like my other fiber, to get some added fiber into your diet, and it's an easy way and doesn't taste terrible. I have some vegetable stock. I'm going to use my veggie stock to make some really delicious white beans. So that'll be a recipe that comes up on my site in just a few weeks. It's a vegetarian recipe. I'm super excited to make it. I think you guys will really like it. So I got some veggie stock for that. Notice that I got unsalted here. I tried to go for low sodium options whenever I can. It's just a good practice for people with diabetes to eat lower sodium overall. And then you're probably wondering, what the heck? I got some canned pumpkin. It's not pumpkin season, but I'm getting a dog, as some of you guys know, and Noodle will be home in 2 weeks. I plan on making him a lot of homemade treats, and pumpkin is really great for a pup's digestive system. It's really good for us too, as humans, but I am not the biggest fan of pumpkin, so these will be for Noodle. And I'll have some pup recipes on the website, which will be kind of cool. I got some wheat thins. So they are 100% whole grain. I love wheat thins. I usually have them with hummus. I'm going to be making little snack bento boxes, which will also be on the blog. And I think that this is just a great way to add some crunch. And they're also not bad serving size wise. They have about 3 grams of dietary fiber, 22 grams of carbs overall, and that's for 16 pieces. I typically don't eat that many, especially in like a little snack bento box. So these are always a good little addition to have. And then if you've been following my Instagram lately, you know that I am all about these quick cook oat options. I love these. So I got a bulgur and quinoa one. I got these 2, which are olive oil, sea salt, quinoa, brown rice, and lentils. And they are so good. The whole pouch is 76 grams of carbs for these, 80 grams of carbs for this one. But oh my goodness, I split them into about 4 servings. So I do a 1/4 cup of each. Sometimes if I am really hungry, I will eat the whole pouch, but it has so much dietary fiber. Like this one has 14 grams in the entire pouch. This one has 13 grams in the entire pouch. So like it keeps you full for a really long time, but it's also really, really strong in terms of fiber. And these take about 90 seconds to cook, which is the other thing for me, is like I am done cooking like quinoa and beans and rice and things like that all day. No, canned or pouched, they're just as good. Just make sure to watch for any added salt. Then I'm growing some cilantro in my garden, but I needed a little bit extra, so I got a little bit of cilantro. This doesn't look that great. So, and also, I don't think this is cilantro, I think it's parsley. No, it's cilantro. Looked a lot like parsley there for a second. So, got some fresh cilantro. These are gonna be one of my controversial options. So I have seedless grapes. I bought 2 packs of them. I'm gonna eat one right now. Want to hear the crunch? I love these also for the bento box. Thing about diabetes is that people always say you have to give up fruit. You can't eat fruit because it has too much sugar. That's not true at all. It's really about how you pair those foods. So I like to pair my green grapes with some yogurt and chia, which is fat, fiber, and protein all in one. So pair your fruit with fat, fiber, and protein, and the order of how you eat things matters. So eat some yogurt first with chia seed. You're gonna get the fat, fiber, and protein, and then you can have a serving of grapes. And it's just really important to watch your serving sizes, but grapes are always on my list. I'm gonna do a special recipe with some grapes. So I have lots of them. Don't even know where to put all this stuff. And then I have some matchstick carrots. These are awesome. They're so good just for a snack. So these are also gonna go in my little bento box that I have. And then I have some avocado and a lime because I'm making some really delicious, and lemon. I'm making some really delicious bowls with these lentil packs. So these will be kind of like a fun experiment, I think. And some more fruit here. I have some blackberries. I love berries. They're always a great snack. I have some strawberries, which I'm also growing in my garden, but they are not ready yet, so I'm still buying them. And then another pack of fresh strawberries because you can always use strawberries for lots and lots of things. And I have my plain Greek yogurt. This is just something that's always in my refrigerator. You can do so much with plain Greek yogurt. It has lots of protein, 16 grams of protein per serving. So plain Greek yogurt is your friend. Then I have some cheeses. So that's gonna be a little fatty snack, which is always good to have. And then I have some cotija cheese, which I'm going to be using as well in one of those bowls that I was talking about. Kefir. So I'm going to be making some overnight oat recipes, and kefir is a great option. It's low in fat and it just makes things creamy. Just be sure to watch the serving size because it does have carbs, even though I got an unsweetened version of it. Because this particular brand has pectin in it. Pectin is basically like pure sugar. So it's just, I think, like a thickener, but this is great. Like even if you use like a tablespoon or two, a serving size of this is 1 cup. So 1 cup is about 10 grams of carbs. If you use a tablespoon or two, it is negligible, but it makes your overnight oats in your dishes so much creamier. It's just like so good. I love a good unsweetened almond milk. It is just easy to add to things, easy to add to coffee. It typically is very low in carbohydrates and a little higher in fat, and it is really good. So I always have an alternative dairy in my fridge because I am lactose intolerant, even though I don't act like it. So it's always good to have some almond milk on your side. Cannellini beans, and I'm going to rinse these off. I don't think these are low sodium, but they are really good quality beans, and so I like having them, and that's for a recipe that I'm developing. And then I have some tahine, which this is gonna come in handy for a summer recipe that I'm doing that I'm super excited about. And then I also have some chamoy, which is just like spicy sauce that you can pour over fruit and stuff. Super, super delicious. Some more gut healthy stuff. So I've got some kombucha, and these are relatively low in carbs, so anywhere from like 10 to 12 grams of carbs, but kombucha is so good for your gut. And so I always like to have a little bit on hand. And I don't drink these every day, just maybe like one every few days is always fine for me. I like to make my own peanut butter. So I'm making my own peanut butter for myself and for Noodle. And so I have this really great unsalted and already dry roasted peanuts, so I don't have to dry roast them. All I have to do is throw them in the blender. And it's gonna make some peanut butter. I might do a video on that if you guys are interested in how I do that. I just do it in my Vitamix, and then I pour it into some Weck jars, and it's, you know, I can keep it. So I have 2 of those because I am gonna be making my peanut butter, but I also love peanuts as snacks, especially dry, roasted, unsalted peanuts, because you can add any flavor. Then I have some Ready Whip. So this is just great for coffee. This one is a non-dairy version, but the dairy version doesn't bother me that much, and I got this 0 sugar version. There are just more and more options out there now, so I wanted to show you guys that that is an option. Sometimes if I want just a snack, I'll do some Ready Whip and some berries, and that works really well for me. My all-time fave, and they'll be back here, but I'll show them. I have some mangoes, so love mango. It's one of my favorites. It's probably gonna pair really well with my tahini and chamoy. I also, when I eat mangoes, because they're higher in carbohydrates, I tend to eat some yogurt and chia beforehand, and then I'll enjoy the mango with tahini, and that slowly helps my glucose spike a bit. So I've got a bag full of mangoes here. I am going to go ham. I love them. And then I have some pita chips. This is also gonna go with my hummus. So pita chips are a great snack. I usually just take a handful, but 12 chips is about 20 grams of carbohydrates, and there's not a lot of fiber. So I try to really make sure I'm pairing these with fat and fiber. So sometimes I might eat them with some cheddar and a little bit of shredded chicken, or I might have them with hummus and chicken. So I'm just trying my best to add fat, fiber, and protein to any carbs that I have so that I can reduce my glucose spikes. A big fave is rotisserie chicken. So I buy pre-made rotisserie chickens from the store for 2 reasons. 1, it reduces the amount that I have to cook. 2, I get a whole chicken, which I can debone, break down. I can make chicken broth with it, like with the bones, and have like a good flavorful broth that I can use for soups, or I can use for other dishes later. And it also is just a time saver. Like, who doesn't like to save time? Why not save some time and like just get a pre-made chicken? And they cost just about the same as like getting an uncooked one. So you might as well, if your store does them, let them do it for you. I think that's just a good practice in general. It's okay to shop with convenience in mind, but I think you also want to be sure that you are, I don't know, just being conscious of your own time, conscious of what you can do in the kitchen, and not stress yourself out about having to do it all, because you don't have to do it all. And convenience options aren't bad options. It's just important to know how to pick and choose. And then I have some lemon pepper smoked salmon. I think I just accidentally added that to my cart because I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'll find something to do with it. I have some pre-cooked barbacoa, so this is great. It's, you know, it's already seasoned, it's fully cooked, all I have to do is heat it. I'm gonna use this for some bowls this week, and those recipes will be on my, probably on my YouTube channel, mostly on my blog, for sure. I have some pomegranate arils. These are just like a nice, good, crunchy little snack. So, and they just add a pretty pop of color to everything, great on salads. So I've got some of those. I always go for unsweetened sparkling water. I think it's a great choice to have in your fridge. I'm not gonna lie and say that it quells the thirst for a soda, because it doesn't really taste like anything, but I love the way that it just like feels. And the sparkling like water and the bubbles in it tend to fill me up faster, which I find really interesting. All right, so this is my grocery haul. I'm gonna be putting together some recipes from all of this. Somebody will inevitably ask, there's a reason that you don't see a ton of greens here. It's because I grow my own greens. So I have kale, I have tatsoi, which is a little bit like spinach, I have green mustard, I have all sorts of herbs and lettuces that I grow myself, so I don't actually buy them at the store because I grow them in my apartment. I feel like I have said that I would talk about my garden a lot, and I need to do a video on that so that you guys can get a taste of what that's like, but that'll be at a later date. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know how you feel about my grocery list. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.